Hi everyone, we're doing something a little different today. This is Graffiti Nails requested by Black Moon Nails on Instagram. This is a two-part, so I hope you enjoy it, guys. Right then guys, so we've already started off with a base coat on these nails, and then we're going to go in with our first coat of this darkish blue. I'm then going to go in and do our second coat, and both of these we are curing for 60 seconds. As you can see, I've already then put down a thin coat of the light blue, and we're going over now with a second coat of this light blue. I'm only putting it sort of in the centre part of the nails, as this is the only area that I want lighter. Throughout all of this, I did have a rough sketch of what I was doing on these nails on a piece of paper, just so that I could refer back. You don't need to worry about sort of making your line too soft, because we are going to blend this lighter blue into the darker blue to give it a bit of a fade. Once you're happy with your placement and the amount of lighter blue you've got, then we go in with a fan brush and just gently tap at the edges. What this will do then is just sort of ombre the edge of our light blue colour. You don't need to be super precise with this, it's just really to soften it up more than anything. And we're going to go and do that on all of the nails. Once you're happy with the way you've faded out your edges, we then cure that for 60 seconds. We're then going to go over with a matte top coat. I find this is easier to draw on top of, just so that you're not trying to freehand everything, you've got a bit of a guideline. And again, this top coat we're going to cure for 60 seconds. After it's cured, I did wipe this down with a bit of alcohol just to make sure there was no stickiness left over. And then we are just going to go in with a pencil and very lightly sketch out the outline of our bubble writing. I did really enjoy doing these nails. It reminds me of when I was at school. I used to do bubble writing all the time, and it does make me laugh because my two girls now, if they've got to do bubble writing for anything, tend to ask me to help them with it. I don't know if any of you back in the day used to do bubble writing on all your school books. Once you've finished with your first nail, what I'm doing here is just lining the two nails up so I can get a rough idea where on the second nail I need to start the top of my bubble writing from, so it will all connect together. S's is probably one of my harder letters to bubble write, but the great thing about doing all of this in pencil is if you do make a mistake, it's a lot easier to just rub out the pencil and start again. And there we go, that's how the two nails look together. Now again with the third nail, we're just gonna carry on and do our last two letters. I think out of the three, this one was the easiest to do the bubble writing on. For some reason I really enjoyed doing E's. Once you're all done and you're happy with how your writing is set out, I'm just going to put them together and make sure it all lines up nicely. So now for the next stage. Basically what we're going to do here is put white down on each of the letters following our guidelines that we've just drawn in with pencil. And we're going to do these one at a time, just so you don't end up accidentally smudging anything, to which then you have to wipe it all off and start again. So we're just very, very carefully following our pencil outline. And then we're going to fill that in with our white. Once you're happy and everything's all filled in, we're then going to cure that in our lamp for 30 seconds and then take it back out and start on our next letter on the same nail. Once you've done the cure for 30 seconds, on the second letter, then we're taking it out and we're just going to go over and give everything a second coat, because we want the white to really sort of stand out, to help the next stage really stand out. So whilst the first one's curing, we're just going to go through and exactly the same again, follow our outline and fill in our letter, cure for 30 seconds, and then go ahead and do the second letter on the nail. I'm going to leave you with this bit to watch, and I'll speak to you again in a sec. If you do make a little bit of a mistake, or you're not happy with the part of your white, just do what I did here and wipe it over with a little bit of alcohol, and then you can go over it again. One thing I didn't mention, when you have finished applying your second coat and you put that in for a cure, we want to do that one on 60 seconds instead of 30 to make sure it's fully cured, ready for the next stage. This next bit I loved. I couldn't 100% decide on how many different colours I wanted to use, but here we're just using some neon pigments that I've got off of Amazon, I think it was. So I've gone in with my first colour, and we're literally just rubbing that into the tacky layer that we've got left on the nails and doing that along the top edge. The one thing I do really like about the pigments is they kind of naturally blend together. So as you can see, I'm rubbing the orange into the yellow and it's just seamlessly blending, and it gives such a wonderful effect. I think I've only used 4 colours on this one. I was umming and ahhing whether I could squeeze 6 on, but I think it would all look a bit too squashed and wouldn't give the dramatic effect that I ended up getting with the colours I've used. We're just going in, rubbing the pigments in on every single one of the nails. Again, not being too precise with it all, just trying to roughly keep it lined up. Once you're happy with your pigment, and we're just going to dust off any of the excess powder. And then the next stage here, we're just using our top coat. I've just put in a blob on a bit of greaseproof paper just to make my life a little bit easier. And I'm going in with a very thin nail art brush, and we're just going around the edges of the letter and then filling in the main body of the letter as well, because this is where we want our pigment to stay. So wherever you put your top coat is where your pigment will stay. Anywhere that you don't have top coat, once we're done and we come to wipe it over to clean it with alcohol, the excess pigment will be taken away. We're just going to go through and do this on all of our nails, and then we're going to cure that under our lamp for a full 60 seconds. This next stage I really enjoyed. I've already wiped the nail over with our alcohol. This is where it comes in handy to have your sketch with you, and also a very light touch. We're just going to outline our bubble writing now with a little bit of black gel polish. We don't want this line too thick unless you're wanting to add more of a shaded edge to it, but I do find that putting this black on really makes the colours pop. if you do happen to make any mistakes whilst you're doing this part, just use the corner of a lint-free wipe with a bit of alcohol and you can just rub it away. Once you are happy with all of your outlining, then we're going to go ahead and cure this for 60 seconds, and we're going to do this on all of the nails. Once you're finished with all your outlining and everything's been cured fully, then just give it a wipe down with pure alcohol and you're all finished. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you've got any questions, just message me in the comments. I'll upload part 2 as soon as I can. Take care, bye!